Sorry.
Okay.
Make sure we're on YouTube.
She wants to schedule a meeting with this mayor of the city about our community resource guide. And so the question is, she's gonna ask the group, is there a specific, something you specifically want her to address? Including that.
I'm the director of economic and neighborhood services and then. Yeah, and then
You
Jamie and
girl,
Girl,
we got to see you.
Are we all set, Patrick?
We are live, ready to go.
You all are
Fast.
All right, awesome. I'll go ahead and start our meeting.
Oh, you got a long way to go.
Oh,
There's
no.
two options, either your age or your size.
Yeah.
Guys,
Okay, so let's go ahead and start. We are on the April 28th City of Charleston's Commission on Women's meeting. It's we'll go ahead and start the meeting at 4:11. And I'll go ahead and, if I don't mind, would like to make a motion for the approval of last month's minutes. Do we have anyone's issues, concerns, or are there any corrections to last month's minutes?
Motion seconded.
All right. No objections. It looks like all the positives, all the A's looks good. So we'll I'll go ahead and accept that for acceptance for last month's meeting. Sorry, guys, you're gonna have to help me out. Sometimes I get all twisted with all the formalities. So we got that approved. Okay. All right, the next thing on the agenda really was just an open discussion. And I wanted to circle back just to mention I do owe the commission two action items that I am responsible for that I will go for just to reiterate the last time we had talked, we wanted to make sure that we had a community resource guide established on the City of Charleston's website. I know that I've done a lot of community outreach with the newsletters every week, and then there's like a highlight section. Two of the main things that we want to make sure to highlight are any specific community services links coming off of a landing page, so we can either have two things. The City of Charleston's Commission Women can facilitate a landing page right off of the groups or the commissions page that's on the City of Charleston's website, and our landing page would have content related to community resources, and that would be called a community resource guide, where folks can literally link or click onto a link that will take them to any of the resources. So it'll all be in one section or one page, and also have a section of our Commission on Women to highlight any specific items that are related to women's issues, concerns that may be going up to whether it's a policy change or amendment to our current bills within the House, where they stand, and also any particular issues of concern that is specifically local to the City of Charleston that we need to take highlight of. So those are the two things that I know we really had discussed in the past on making sure that they were front and center, or quote, or really specifically easily accessible for our community. So I open it up for discussion if there are anything else that you guys think that we should add onto those sites, onto that landing page as a under the community resource guide.
Yeah, I'd like to add something and make people aware of. As some of you remember, I'm at the Barry Island Free Medical Clinic, where we see patients without insurance totally free. And we were confined to Johns and James Island, but the board has announced that we are now opening to all the region. So if we could put on there that at Barry Island Free Medical Clinic, any woman who needs health care, who doesn't have insurance. Now, if she has insurance, we can't see them. But that we will be glad to see any woman for free. They all have to do is call and make an appointment, and one of us will be glad to see them. And I don't think a lot of the community knows that, because historically we were always James and Johns Island and James Island. But now we're everywhere, or open to everybody. And we have our own website, bifmc.org.
Okay, so let me repeat that. So that's
Barry Island
bifmc.org.
Free Medical Clinic, bifmc.org.
Perfect.
It's all free and we're a 501(c)(3) and so the ladies, anybody without insurance will be glad to see.
And where is that location?
It's on
in
Maybank Highway, which is unfortunate because of the traffic, but that's where it is. It's on
Okay.
halfway between River and Main Road on Maybank Highway.
All right, perfect. That is awesome. Thank you. Anyone else that would like to add anything specific that we had not already discussed? And then some of the topics obviously were the ones that are mostly known and discussed that we've had presentations from. The Tri-County human trafficking link, they don't call it My Sister's House anymore, but it is My Sister's House, and some other resources. Is there anything that we had not? And I'll send that list out of all the 18 or so community links that I've already generated through the year and share it out. So I know our main topics were any housing issues, homelessness, housing, affordable housing, and health concerns, which the free clinic, thank you so much. We'll make sure that's listed. Any resources for children that need, I know Councilwoman Fugo had mentioned the Charleston County School District with the lunch and that lunch program.
The backpack program?
Backpack buddies.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
There's one for shoes. What's
I-
the one for shoes?
I had a question, or I just want to get clarification. I understand that my sister house does not have a brick and mortar building, but I think that
Yes,
they're
they
still
do.
called my sister's house.
Yeah,
I
they
just
do.
think- Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's still called my sister's house. I
Yeah.
just think that they do service a little different.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So they do psychological counseling, and I think it's on Azalea Drive. And they still do psychological counseling. I do think they still they're doing scattered housing,
They do, yes.
and I do think they may have I met a young man that worked there that said that they do have maybe it's a group home, but they don't advertise that. They only advertise the psychological and the scattered.
I was told, I have someone who used to work for me now works there, and what they now do, they will put you up in a hotel, and what they have a couple of properties. It's not a lot, but you may have to share like a condo or an apartment with another family. But they do, but I think it's still called my sister's house.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. And then can I just say a couple of things real quick, because I don't want to forget. Trish, I sent you a list of social service agencies that I've been sharing with the hospitals, because the hospitals are telling me that they have a lot of patients that they can't discharge, because if they're going to discharge them, they're going to end up on the street. So I just emailed you that list. And then
Okay.
I wanted to make sure you guys were all aware, because I just learned about this. Gigi's Playhouse, which is a home for, it's a achievement center for children with, and I should send this to you as well, with Down syndrome. And they're having a grand opening May 17th at their new venue on Remount Road. So it's a national organization, and I'll send you the link right now, and then you can do it, okay?
That's excellent. Thank you.
These are for children whose families are not taking care of them, or just
No.
daycare like for children?
It doesn't say whether it's a daycare. It's an achievement center, so I think you can take your children there. I don't know. It might be a daycare though. I know it's a very nice website, and I'm going to send this to Trish right now, so she has it.
Children that have Down
No,
syndrome.
I heard that,
Okay.
but I didn't know whether
She
they
was just.
stay there or go to school there or what.
Gotcha.
I'm just not familiar with it.
Right, it's brand new.
Not familiar.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's Gigi's Playhouse. And then when you all are done, I do want to make if you have time, I have two huge things that have happened that I'd like to share, but I'll wait till you guys are all done. This
Okay,
is the
perfect.
opening. So Trish, I'm sending this to you.
All right, great, thank you. And I will send that out to the commission as well.
Trish,
Yes,
and I will send this to you. Alzheimer's Association is offering multiple free workshops. And the reason I mention that is because women are the largest demographics that leads that disease. So I will send that information to you.
please, and thank you.
Which disease is that?
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's.
Okay, but Alzheimer's is, you have to look up, it's now classified as diabetes 3.
No, not by the research department. I serve on the state's board of directors.
I
So
know,
that's
but the research started in 2002 at the Rhode Island University Hospital. And which is the big hospital in Minnesota. They just put out a paper the end of last year verifying the research that a woman started 20 years ago, saying that it's now diabetes 3. So when you look it up,
That might be a specific research classification, but nationally it's still considered just Alzheimer's disease.
yeah, I can send it to you. I gave it to my students.
That is a good tip and great resources. Thank you. All right, anything else to add to our community resource guide or any suggestions? Okay, and then the next thing I know that I owe you all is a draft of the Mama Via proposal. So I plan on getting that squared away and then sending it all to the commission for review before I send it on to presenting to city council. Okay, so those are the two things that I know I owe action on to the commission.
The Chicago's O'Hare Airport has those units in their different concourses.
Excellent. Okay.
Patricia,
Thank you.
where are you hoping to approach the city about having those?
Well, the first location was really City Hall. They have really an extra space down on the basement that we would like to propose to be the first location for many reasons. The two primary reason is the fact that they actually have a security guard down there, and it's fairly central on the corner of Broad and Meeting. And it just seems to be a little bit more approachable for those specifically visitors that are touring the city. And it's kind of like halfway between the parks and stuff. And it's air conditioned. And we just thought it would be probably a good spot for the first location. But do you have any other suggestions? That may be some other suggestions we would like to propose to add?
No, not necessarily. But I was just thinking if there was a committee of city council that you might need to go to prior, if you were looking at like parks or something. But it sounds like no.
Yeah, no, when we had the presentment back in March, there were several councilmen that were very excited and eager to support us in this endeavor. So they just said, just let them know, reach out to them when we're done with the draft, and they'll be happy to help move that and present that to city council. And the mayor was also very receptive. So I think we've got a really good supporting cast of council members that are really, really excited to hear about that. Actually, it was a nice welcome, approach when they did approach us back in March, and they were really eager to learn more about doing that. So, but thank you, Mindy. Yes, we'll definitely, you'll be included in that email as well. Everybody that's on that email chain will have a copy of the proposal. Any and all help is welcome. All right. Anything else for the greater good? It's open discussion. Anything that we may have missed, anything that's happening that we need to make note of that we can share out?
I had a question. I noticed that before we got a quorum, you were talking about us meeting in June since we got a late start, we're having a full body. And I was just wondering, are we gonna have an alternate date for May, or we're just gonna skip May because it falls on Memorial Day? Or do we want to?
Well, I'll open it up,
Okay.
for the commission. I propose that we just skip May because
Okay.
of the multiple holidays
Days,
and
that's
and
true.
kickoff of summer. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
just reconvene in
In
June.
That
And then
works.
that way it'll give us a full month and a half to see where we are with the Mama Via proposal and what needs to be tweaked and anything else that's happening for summer.
Okay.
Have to sign in again.
No, you're
you're
on. I can
here.
see you.
Okay, what I was gonna ask, and you can say no, I won't be offended. I want to make sure you guys, so first of all, the mayor has his rapid rehousing program. And I have, and there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this one off.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
let's,
let's leave this one.
okay. So, and I do apologize
Much better.
about that. I just want to share this with you. You guys tell me what to do. I did share, I don't like to turn it on, but there I am. So the mayor originally started with 118 rapid shelters for men. Then it switched down to 80 because 3 of the councilmen didn't want to do rapid shelters without toilets. So it went from 118 to 80. And in the same time that they were making that change, and it's Mike, what's the one guy? Mike, I just met him, Mike Seating, councilman, I'm not sure.
Seekings.
Okay, and he came to the college and spoke on something else, but he was pretty adamant. So what has come out is now what's called the baby boxable. And if you guys have a couple minutes, I can show you a quick video. The baby boxable is 175 square feet. It comes complete with toilet, shower, kitchen, everything, living room, monitor, everything. I think the only thing you have to bring is a TV monitor. They're offering it at $19,000. They're going to raise it to 30 eventually, and it's $199 a month, which means you can put this on property, hook it up to your services, and it's $199 a month to take homeless people off the street, men or women. So that's the baby boxable. That's the one thing I would like at least to show you guys. You guys can look it up. There's a short video. So this is the company out of Nevada. They have 2 factories. And I'm going to try to become a dealer for them. They're never going to get to South Carolina. Right now, they're focused on California, Arizona, and Nevada. But the baby boxable it was designed, it's a company of engineers. They designed it so you literally can pull it with a car. So, which is wonderful. The other one, the Casita, which is 365 square feet, $49,000. That one you have to, but it packs up and it goes right on a truck. So those are the 2, but that one is going to take about a year to get through zoning at the state level. Okay, but the baby boxable is ready right now and should be shown to, I'm trying to get it out to religious leaders because we have 400 churches. If everybody put 3 boxables, baby boxables on their church property, we could get a lot of people off the street. So that's the one thing. Secondly, if you guys have 10 minutes, I'll run you through. There's a developer in Atlanta, Georgia that is doing what are called, well, he's doing tiny homes, but they're not really tiny homes. They're 2-story homes. And you built these on property and people buy the actual home and the land, even though they're built as it's not a co-housing community, but it's almost like that. It's called Micro Life Institute. And they're selling the homes for $250,000 to $450,000. I explained down here, we're going to have to try to keep the price under $300,000 if possible, maybe $350,000. But we're with HUD new inflation numbers, our affordable housing in Mount Pleasant is now at $395,000. When we started, it was all under $300,000. And when we started, 78% of our buyers were women. As soon as the price went over 300,000, now we're selling mostly to men. And it's tragic. So if you're going to work with women, and we have all these women, they need housing, you've got to keep the pricing under 300,000. So if you, he sent me the PowerPoint, can run you through it in 10 minutes if you want. I met this morning with the city of Charleston, the county of Charleston, the county, who did I miss? And Mount Pleasant. I am going to be presenting it to North Charleston as well. My experience, what I've been learning is that municipalities don't really keep track of empty parcels of land they have. And it's very funny how I keep finding land that's been undeveloped and just sitting idle and where we could do it for housing. So you guys let me know if you want to see that. Finally, I was blessed last week to go to Chicago to a national meeting for the Corporation of Supportive Housing. There were 1,300 people there. I'm going to say 90% women. And they were nonprofits from all over the country. There also, we had governments represented, many of the states, many of the cities. I got to be honest, I've been going to conferences since 1982, and this is the best one I've ever been to in my life. So it's amazing. And you all know the housing crisis is getting worse by the minute. But the reality is there is plenty of land. The issue is the financing. I picked up 4 more financial organizations at that meeting. So,
Excellent.
and I can't keep track of all the land that people keep calling me on. We're going to be, so it's a corporation for supportive housing. Very interesting. Felons unable to get jobs or get housing. Children, adults with disabilities. They had a 41-year-old autistic gentleman who was severely autistic make a presentation, and it was, I mean, literally amazing. So it's all the usual suspects. People cannot get housing in America, and are ending up on the streets. And with families, if that works, it doesn't always work. So that's what I just wanted to share. And if you want, I can run you through the one document. Or the either one, the baby boxable, which is the $199 a month, or the micro life, which are the homes. So he's building homes, and he's got 5 projects in Georgia. Most of them are around Atlanta, and we're going to be the representative for him here in South Carolina.
That is awesome.
Yeah, just a matter of, I wish we could make them a little less expensive, because I'm getting requests for housing around $120,000 to $150,000. But their model, it's a little bit more expensive.
Yep. Well, I don't have any objections. Does anybody object with Councilwoman Frugo's quick presentation?
You keep giving me a promotion. I'm not a councilwoman.
Council member. I consider you it would be really, yes, a great promotion, because you do just an amazing work around the community, Denise. So
trying.
Can I
Commission.
ask a question for context?
Yes.
So this is, of course, a women's issue. It's also the city's issue for both genders. Is this something that we could do as a commission to get together a proposal or something that we could rally behind for support, and we pass on since we don't have that capability? Is that our whole goal here?
Yeah, I mean, well, and I also just want to be forthright. I did talk to the mayor when he first came out with this proposal, and I said, I'll help him as much as I can, but he's got to promise that we do something for women and children within 3 years. So that was in 2024. So by 2027, I hope to have something that is doable. What's nice about these, they're both affordable. And with the micro life, with the tinier homes, I am working with the city's Department of Housing. Those we would just do. I have developed. Really, it's just financing and developing it. That I have resources for in the state of South Carolina. The baby boxables, I want to get it out to the pastors' organizations. I'm going to ask if the medical clinic on Barrier Reef, do you guys have any land where you could put couple baby boxables? I know you're seeing homeless women.
No, not that I'm aware of, but obviously I don't know the whole, because the land was given to us to put our building on by a physician in town, but there's businesses all surrounding us. So
Oh, that's a good approach, though. Maybe we should be reaching out to the other physicians in the region and ask for, because that, again, the goal is how do we quickly get people off the street? And, like I said, Baby Boxable has full bath, shower, toilet, full kitchen. I mean, it's tiny, but it has all the services you need. And if you want to see one of the two, or I can bring them up quickly, just let me know and I can just let me know. And I think you would just need to share the screen. Trisha.
I think you should be able to, present. And to go circle back to Commissionwoman Bolt's question. Yeah, we've been, our Commissionwomen, affordable housing has always been our top 3 priorities. And so we've always rallied around Commission member Fugo with regards to affordable housing and building in the community. We know this as kind of like the catalyst, but we are open to, we've written supportive letters as well to present and share, and to be very transparent, as you already, obviously seen. Last year, I think we've met maybe 3 times. We actually only had 3 times we had a quorum. We had an offsite hands-on and only 3 people showed up. And that was to do a workshop and identify our initiatives for the upcoming year. So this has always been in our top 3 areas. And we know that there's a lot of support and eyes on affordable housing. So if there's a creative way for us to put forthright a support, I'm open for that. Absolutely.
And,
So in other words, to work and serve as fact gatherers, information gathering from, for example, her experience at the conference, and to put it together as a proposal that was maybe, hopefully, unanimously approved by the Commission on Women to send forward to affordable housing? Is that as I look for the long term?
yeah,
We can do that. We're
Yeah.
absolutely open to that. And Commission Member Fugo, she has all the data.
The other thing that, okay, this came up, so let me show you this first. I'm gonna run through this quickly. Is this sharing? Let's see, what do I have to do?
Yeah, you should be able to.
You have
Oh,
to-
okay.
You just hit
And then
share.
I'm gonna show this quickly so I can also show you the Baby Boxable. Because, can you all see this?
Coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go through, I'm not go through this quickly. So they did this, and they're doing this in and around Atlanta, Georgia, on parcels of land. And these homes, you actually own the home and you own the land. They had to go through extensive zoning changes. Everything is around a community green space. They also do strategic consulting, development and research and advocacy. And this is their team. So this young man, Will Johnston, I have been talking to now for probably a year. And then this is Sarah, who does their planning and programming management. And then Devin, who is an architect and did today's presentation. This is basically to fill the missing middle. Most homes we know today, in fact, there was a good podcast this morning. We've built too many luxury homes, 500,000 and above, and we haven't built anything below 300,000. These are the people that are most in crisis: young first-time home buyers, public sector and essential workers. Just in Mount Pleasant, there are 851 workers in Mount Pleasant. 800 of them cannot afford to live there. Seniors, I have 3 women right now in Mount Pleasant that are losing their apartments. They've lived in Mount Pleasant for years, and I'm actually moving them to boarding homes because there are no apartments they can rent. And then we have families with just basic discrimination. And then we also have groups like, veterans. We have groups like the disabled. And this is towards home ownership. So it's an affordable development. It is an increase in density, but if you look at the planned developments in Mount Pleasant, even where they're building the $500,000-$600,000 homes, many of them are very, very close to each other. I'm always shocked. It's like what they used to do with the bungalows. So this is the missing middle. It's triplexes, multiplexes, townhouses, cottage courts, courtyards, fourplexes, and duplexes. So, and it's just blending it with existing. And again, there's tons of property. This is a good floor plan. So it's making density. So if you were just to build one house on this piece of property, it's $700,000. But if we were to build, I don't know if this is 8, okay, the whole project is 310,000 for each home. And again, I'm trying to push them to stay under 300 as much as we can. So it's a central green space, it's clustered parking. Again, you have privacy, but there's also public space, and then there's amenities. And I didn't realize it till today. They're also doing apartments, and I did not know that. So depending on which city they work with, sometimes they're building this on city land. So if anybody knows a church, if anybody knows a government agency that has land, this can, you really only need a half acre to get 8 homes. And some of them have more density. So as you can see, this is 18 units on 2 acres. This is 9 units on 2 acres. So it depends on the city. This is 9 units on 0.42 acres. Okay. So this just shows some of the different projects they're working on right now. Okay. And it really starts with zoning because again, everybody says, well, this is rural. Well, nobody can afford. My students tell me all the time, I teach a real estate class. They say, and they're from all over the country, Professor, I'll never be able to afford the home I grew up in. And it's constant. Nobody can afford a home. So helping through the zoning, the assessment, and then community.
1 second, excuse me, I'm so sorry, Denise.
Yeah.
Patrick, can you let Kate in, please? She was bumped out the meeting. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Denise. I couldn't find the chat.
That's
session.
okay.
Go ahead.
Average new construction in the United States is 640,000. If I go to Johns Island, I just had a couple meetings out there. The new construction is homes starting at 600,000 or homes starting at 800,000. In Mount Pleasant, we've got 6 projects right now where the starter homes are $1 million. I mean, again, so I just wanted you to see this one slide, and now I'm going to flip you over to, so this is an outstanding nonprofit. We're going to be their representative in the state of South Carolina. Now I want to show you this, and I'm going to shut up and let you watch this.
Here we are in front of Baby Box, which is the new $20,000 house from Boxable. We expect Boxable will be able to sell these to all 50 states. It's got kitchen, bathroom, sitting area, bed area.
Oh, hello. Where am I? I'm at Boxable, and I'm going to show you a Boxable you haven't seen before. The mission of the company is to solve the national housing crisis and ultimately the global housing crisis. So how do we do that? We do that with a huge breadth of product. You've seen our introductory product, the absolutely adorable 360 square foot casita. And I'm very proud to show you what the team has come up with to help solve the global housing crisis. And I have to say, that is the mission of the company. What did this look like from a bottom line point of view? With the caveat that everything I say may change because we still are in the R&D phase, but product development is happening very, very quickly. And we expect to see production in volume of Baby behind me, which I'm going to show you shortly. I am talking about offering, I hope, Boxable financing, and I think we're going to be somewhere between $199 and $399 a month for you to own your own home, and in not so many years either. We'll see how the details work out. I believe we're going to have 48-hour approval on the website. So if you have even just reasonable credit, you should be okay. We can get you a Baby Boxable to live in. And the other nice thing about Baby Boxable is it does a lot of sort of magical things. You need no tools to unpack it, and one person can do it. And in fact, what we're hoping with our delivery program is that the driver can unpack it for you before they leave. How do we manage to do that? Well, when you come inside, it'll be like a TARDIS. I don't know if any science fiction fans here, but the TARDIS is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And although that may be a technical impossibility, I think we've come about as close as you can get in a product. So we'll see how many of these things we can get done. Things like home automation, automatic locks, automatic lighting, a lot of other innovative technical features to bring home living into really a modern world. So let's take a look inside. We took the casita floor plan and we bifurcated it twice: kitchen, bathroom, living, and sleeping areas. If you look around here, you're going to see the same thing. Into the living and the kitchen area for snacks. And then over here, we have the couch and the showers. Really a great use of space, great ceiling height. Everything you see pretty much, apart from the knickknacks is included. Lots and lots of drawers, fully organized, nice refrigerator, cooktop, oven, nice deep sink, really great. And then look at this closet. This is a built-in closet. Looks like someone's moved in already. I'm not sure who this is, but lots and lots of room for storage on the one side. Look at these glass doors. We haven't skimped at all. Absolutely great. Over here, we've got a nice breakfast nook. So you can hang out, you can sit down. It's actually much roomier than it looks. And one of the things with
I'm just gonna switch this a little bit forward so you see the bathroom. And he is a very large man.
you
too.
imagine that we were watching TV, you can hang out very comfortably. And one of the important things about couch design is that the depth of the couch itself is very, very important. That's what makes it comfortable. So I can sit very comfortable with my buddy who will be sitting as far away from me as possible, or my girlfriend, which will be sitting as close to me as possible. And you may say, well, okay, well, where am I sleeping? Well, let me show you a 1
Okay.
second bed unpack. So this is just
Oh, I
a
don't-
prototype. So I'll put these cushions over here, and I will, in fact, do the.
Now I'm gonna just
Yeah,
show
he
you
has
the
a
bathroom because
code to get
the
out.
shower is beautiful.
No, here.
Here we go.
Station tube, pretty epic. I could make myself disappear and come back, energize. What the hell happened? I just disappeared there for a second. Not really sure what happened. But again, very, very nice. We got a moonroof up here. Look at that. You can take a shower, look at the clouds, or perhaps look at the starry night if it's not a cloudy night. And I'm a big guy. I'm a really big guy. And there is plenty of room here to have a shower. Nice sink, lots of storage, nice toilet. Pretty good. So if you look on the floor, we have nice wide plank decking. And so here it is. This is
So I just, again, I didn't mean to, overwhelm you guys with this stuff, but I did send this as soon as I found Baby Boxable. I did send it to the mayor and I sent it to his assistant. I sent it to Letitia, who runs the Hope Center. I'm sending it to every single person that I can. Because when I went to this conference of 1,300 people, nobody knew about either of these items. So I was handing out information just so that people realize that, Baby Boxable, a church could afford it. I went to my pastor already and I said, could the congregation support 3 of these? And we're dealing with homeless all the time. So, and then the micro is bigger, but that's for home ownership. And I just wanted to let you guys know about that stuff.
How many, I missed what he said, square footage. What did that gentleman say it was?
Threesome.
I think he said one.
No, the 350, 360, that's the casita. And the Baby Boxable, I think, is like 175.
175 square feet?
Yeah, and that's pulled behind a truck.
No, I understand. As a consumer, this is a for-profit company, right?
Yeah, it is. They're just.
Okay, as a consumer, I have to tell you, that is the worst person to present.
I
He
totally
looks like a
agree with
used
you.
car salesman, and that company is doing themselves a disservice. Okay, my first impression is I wouldn't have anything to do with that gentleman.
I
That's just
totally
perception.
agree. He is
That's
one
a
of,
perception.
I think he's one of the engineers, and I do apologize.
Maybe, but he's not the one who should be there.
Yeah,
Okay, I think that's a terrible person to present.
but the product
The
gets.
concept is great. I
Yeah.
love the concept, but
Denise.
not that gentleman.
Denise, I got a question.
Yes,
It says RV baby box, so it's movable, mobile.
yes, and it
I
can be
guess
moved with
My
your car.
concern is that we live in a hurricane zone. You
Has
know,
to-
are they
no, all-
hurricane proof? What is?
Yeah, I'm assuming it is, the casita is, but again, it requires special anchoring. Nothing here can be put on the ground. We have to put it up at least 3 feet. But yes, I can get the engineering specifications. But if you want to get people off the street quickly and you can afford the 199, that's what I'm trying to talk to religious organizations, because if the congregation will just support $199 a month, we can get one person off the street.
Denise, I do agree with reaching out to the religious community, because maybe I was wrong when we went to the council meeting, when it was the proclamation on Women's History Month or commission. they had a meeting about that, and I thought what the city was doing was a building that was the new Hope Center. I thought that what we were doing was connected to the Hope Center. It wasn't gonna be just land. I thought that they were building a new building that was gonna have a multi-purpose room, that when we have those cold nights, we could even add more people with just cots.
Yeah, there's not, the Hope Center is not going to have any housing. It might have a warming shelter, cooling
But
shelter.
there is the mayor does have a plan for that he's working with other municipalities in the county on for the rapid rehousing.
That's a rapid rehousing, and that's why I was trying to
Right,
show.
there was,
It's like
there was
it's one-
plans for that to be on that same site
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure where they are. in
With
terms
that
of
now.
but you are correct, they were
The
originally.
rapid housing is going on the new property where they're building a new city operations building.
Oh.
So what I was trying to just help them understand, and they did contract, I don't know if they finalized it, with a local builder. They're not going to use the company out of Connecticut, and they're not going to use the company out of Washington State. But while we were all working on this, this came out. And this is a better solution because the 3 councilmen that are against it, they wanted it to be more humane. They wanted to, at least have a bathroom. So the baby boxable gives you everything. It gives you the complete living space. And just understand that Tommy Baker was doing housing for felons. He's working on a project where he got some land and he wants to house felons. And they were only looking at doing 135 square foot per person. So this is actually bigger and more private. I think it's 170 or 175 square feet.
Okay.
The Army did buy 250 of the casitas, of the bigger ones. So the Army did last year buy 250 of them. And again, I just want you guys to be aware. Either way, but I do agree with you. I don't like the presenter either, but this is an engineered product. And the Catholic Diocese just bought a whole bunch of them for Oklahoma City. So they are slowly just being distributed. The problem is how long it takes to get, again, right now, California, Nevada, and New Mexico have approved them.
This is good. Thank you, Denise. That was a great presentation. I think I would love to make a motion if, we would like to go ahead and put together a proposal to support this however we can. And I think it'll be a good idea. So I definitely agree with that. If anyone, out there for anyone who would like to, if there are any disagreements, please speak up. We're open to put
If you get a
something
chance,
together.
I do recommend you go to that website for the Corporation for Supportive Housing. I was very impressed. And it covers, you name the group, you name the subset, and they've got somebody somewhere in the country working on trying to do housing for people that have special issues.
Denise, I just wanted to suggest that maybe we include, or I know you talking about reaching out to religion. I was just thinking that maybe you should submit to CAJM.
Yeah, they just did an agreement with the county. So they created a housing trust fund.
Trust, right. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
so I actually had a meeting with the county today, but Jen Smith is pretty active and she works here at the college, so I'll meet with her.
Okay.
Thank you. That's a good thought.
All right.
So
Okay,
you
we'll
need
go
a
ahead.
motion to.
Yes,
Technically, we can.
Oh,
I would
we
like to make a motion.
As an action.
Oh, okay, I'm
item,
sorry.
So
Okay,
we can just say, like direct that, you guys can do that, but can't vote on it.
oh, okay. Can we make a motion to put it on our next agenda? Or do we just want to do it directly?
You can just say, you
Okay.
can just want it on the next agenda, we can include it, yeah.
Okay, I want to make a motion that we include this on the next agenda so that we can make a vote on it. Or is that too far along when you just want to do the directive? Because we won't meet again.
Can I just go ahead and let's make the decision now?
Okay, yeah.
I make a motion for us to go ahead and vote on creating a proposal in support of Commissionwoman Frugo's to presentation and get it to the first May's, or maybe the second May's City Council.
I think we have to
Okay.
do a directive. I don't think we can do it as a motion.
That's what I'm saying. We can't make a vote on it. I'm sorry, Commissioner. It's not on the agenda as an action item, so.
Oh, that's correct. All
Yeah,
right, so
so-
I'm so sorry.
It's
Yeah.
just
So-
discussion.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, y'all. Thank you, Patrick. All right, so definitely make a motion to put this on the agenda for June's meeting so we can vote on it. And in the meantime, we can put together a proposal to while we communicate by email, and then in June, we vote on the actual draft of the proposal.
We agree. Okay. Do we have to vote to agree?
Yeah. I should
Okay.
just say,
Uh,
yeah, we're good.
Okay, thank you.
And do you need an ad hoc committee to see if there's other comparable types of opportunities like this, types of organizations that do this that are maybe nonprofit?
Well, I'm gonna send you the list for that 1,300 groups.
So
I'll
you've
send,
done it.
I'll
Yeah.
send that to Tricia, then you
Good.
guys can go through that.
Look through that. Perfect. Just to see, sometimes whenever you just send one option, that it's best to see if there's others that we've looked at and considered.
I'll send you the links.
Thank you.
Great point. All right,
Thank you for
I'll
that.
go. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. We'll go ahead and close out the meeting for April. And our next one will be June 23rd. And in the interim, we've got 3 outstanding items to create and present for draft for the agenda in June. All right. Anyone wants to make a motion to close this meeting for April? Sorry, y'all. It's been a long month.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at 4:57 PM.
Motion approved. All right. I think we're all set, right, Patrick? Did I organize that correctly?
That is correct. We're all good. Thank you so much.
All right.
Mix of your.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys coming on. You guys have a great week and keep checking your inbox.
Happy
I'll get
Memorial
stuff
Day,
out.
everyone.
I was just about to say.
All right. Thank you all.
What's your new